What is going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? Very exciting stream. Today I have joining me Nick from Those Awesome Guys. Let me switch over here, show you guys the fancy graphic that Freedom made for me today. Very excited, very excited. Let me get that turned off there. How is everybody doing? You guys excited? You guys got your questions lined up if you have any? Let me go ahead and turn Skype back on here. 1 second. Alright, so here with me today is Nick with Those Awesome Guys. He is the founder and designer of MoveorDie. And that's what we're going to be playing today. We're going to be giving away copies and talking a little bit about the game.
Hello, everybody.
How's it going, Nick? I'm very excited to have you on today. Is there anything you want to open up with about the game?
Well, if you're playing with one of your friends and you're still friends after you play it,
Yeah.
It means I still have to work on the game.
That's a good way to put it there. I know my particular friend that might be jumping in here with us. He's gonna get frustrated, but I'm sure he'll have a good time with it. I definitely had some frustrating moments, but it's one of those games. Like, I think the frustration makes it more fun. It makes you strive to be better at the game.
Yeah, well, I like to call it a friendship ruining game, and that's its main purpose. But yeah,
All right.
it depends
There
from
we go.
person to person.
Alright, so a little bit about Those Awesome Guys. It originally started because you made the game Concerned Joe, and that you made in 2011, is that correct?
Yeah, it started as a Flash game. I can't remember the exact year, but yeah, the point is we wanted to make a remake of a Flash game we made, and basically it was a single player platformer, and one night we thought, what if we had 3 more players? And it turned out to be so much fun that it kind of became its own thing.
I actually went on last night and found Concerned Joe, and I tried playing it a little bit. It reminded me of Super Meat Boy in the sense that I really suck at it when playing with the keyboard. The arrow keys don't really work out too well for me, but it was a cool game. It was a cool Flash game.
Yeah.
So
It's a big emphasis on controller with MoveorDie, and they made sure it works with any type of control layout. You can even play it with a Guitar Hero guitar if you want to.
Okay. That'd be entertaining to watch. I don't know how successful you'd be, but that'd be entertaining to watch.
It would indeed be, yeah.
Okay, so the development of the game. I read that you've been developing this game for just over 3 years now.
Yes.
What were some of the hiccups that you ran into that were unexpected?
Well, an unhealthy amount of bad decisions in the process. First of all, it didn't start out as the idea of MoveorDie. It started out as a single player game, and then we added the local multiplayer aspect to it, and then we kept experimenting with new game modes and new ways to play the game. And then I figured, what if we add online multiplayer? And that pretty much added about 4 more months of development.
Okay.
And all of these combined with not a very friendly engine, meaning that we had to reinvent the wheel every now and then to create things that should be common. That took a long time. So for example, if I were to make this project again from scratch in Unity, that would probably take me a few months, not 3 years.
Okay, it was definitely a learning experience.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, let's see here. I've been reading through your website, been grabbing little snippets from your dev blog, and I really like the fact that you guys are all about free DLC, not having microtransactions in your game. You're very against that, and I appreciate that. How do you see the lifespan of MoveorDie from here on out? Now that the game is releasing out of early access tomorrow, January 21st.
Yeah, it's actually releasing in exactly 24 hours from now,
Okay.
which is both exciting and scary. And yeah, I do see it as a game with a very long lifespan, mostly because it's the kind of game that keeps growing over time. and I don't expect it to be the kind of game that explodes on the release date and then quickly dies out. It's the kind of game that I plan on updating a long while after release and keep adding more content, more game modes, more characters, and just have this back and forth communication with the community and with the mods and the user-generated content.
And that's something you don't see a lot nowadays with developers. Games are just pushed out, as buggy as they are, with little care about the consumer themselves. Even when players are giving feedback, but they don't really listen too often. And it's nice to see a change from that, from an indie developer such as yourself. And I really hope you're successful because of that business model. One thing I noticed first jumping into this game, it felt like a AAA title. Like right off the bat, I loaded up the game, the UI, it spoke to me, honestly. It looked beautiful, everything was arranged nicely, the brand image, it just looks really good, and I gotta commend you on
that. Thank you. Yeah, I do. I handle all the UI stuff and all the art and animation.
Oh, really? All the art, all the everything is
so
all you.
We're basically, those awesome guys implies me teaming up with other people to make games, and right now we're only 2 guys on the team. I'm collaborating with a programmer from Bulgaria, and he's amazing. But yeah, I handle all the art, all the animation, even the sound effects, all the design, the level design, the UI design, and it's a lot of work and a lot of hats to wear.
That's impressive,
yeah,
sir.
I mean, that's why it took 3 years.
Yeah, I can imagine. It definitely showed all the effort that you put into it, and it paid off. It really did. I really enjoy the XP system that the game has. I like games that I can unlock things, especially things that are kind of an RNG thing, like the different character skins you'd say in the game. I like playing the game more to unlock those things, and I really like your level up system.
The thing about that is, I find it very. Oh, by the way, I'm seeing you're playing Ghost Scare. The screams you hear there, it's actually me yelling in a microphone.
Ah, that's too funny.
But yeah. Anyway, the XP system is in there because I find it very interesting to be able to gain game modes and be able to trade them with somebody else, and even sell them on the Steam Marketplace. And that's a very interesting concept to me, to be able to swap these mechanics whenever you want. And on the other hand, everything is unlocked when you play locally. So if you have some friends coming over and you want to play a quick game, you can play all the modes. You don't have to unlock anything, because I think it's very, very stupid to make a party game where you have to unlock things locally.
Yeah, that's not a lot of fun for your house guests to run in and say, oh yeah, we gotta spend a couple hours and unlock all the stuff before we can actually enjoy it. So that's a really good approach to take on it. The music in the game is phenomenal. And I actually read up a little bit about what you did for the music, apparently, and I don't know if you changed it since I read this part of your dev blog, but I guess it's all the songs are playing at the same time, but you lower and raise them accordingly, like after each other. And you have it spaced in a way that you can make animations easier in the game. Now,
so it's an interesting system. Yes, what you're listening to right now, it's multiple songs that are exactly the same length and exactly the same BPM. And they come and go based on what mode you're playing, and they're random. The game picks one at random, and this basically creates the illusion of a one very long, never-ending basically song that transitions from one mood to another. The composer behind this is Jacob Lynch, which is an amazing guy, and we're currently working on having a full album done, hopefully by the time the game comes out. Like, we're still working on that. That's not done yet, but I'm very excited about that because I just love the soundtrack. And
I love it as well.
When I started working on the game, I never imagined it would have slide guitars and bagpipes and slap bass in it.
Yeah, it's a really good soundtrack, and it definitely drives the feel of the game. I feel like if you didn't have the soundtrack the way it is, it wouldn't have the energy. Oh, I'm gonna get this candy. No, I'm not. Just kidding. It wouldn't have the energy and the drive that you wanted for the game. So the sound is definitely a driving factor.
Yeah, no, I think music and audio overall is very, very important in game development, and it makes me really sad to see other developers treat music as this kind of thing that comes later in development and this forgotten element of game development.
Yeah.
And it's like the final piece in the experience that gives this rapid, fast-paced feel to the game, and it gives it this rhythm.
Definitely. Now, is there a way to run quicker? Because I feel like every time I play the painting game type, I always lose. I'm not good at that one.
What a coincidence! I also suck at that one. But no, there is no way to run faster. Everybody is everybody's equal, and they're basically only, if you don't count movement, there's only one button basically, jumping.
Yeah.
And the goal was to make a game that's very, very easy to pick up without having to explain it to somebody.
Yeah.
Just if you know the name of the game, you know how to play it.
I actually found that when I first jumped into it, it was so fast-paced that I almost didn't know what was happening right off the bat. It took like a couple matches before I figured out, oh, okay, that's what's happening there, because I was dying instantly.
And obviously, the first time you play every game mode, it takes a bit of time to figure out what's going on. But once you do that, after playing them 1 or 2 rounds, you're already skipping over the instructions because you know what's going on. So it becomes even more and more faster if you play with people that know what they're doing.
Yeah. Which will come with time as people play the game more. Oh, I got the hat. Oh no, I don't have the hat. I always do this thing. I forget what character I'm playing as, and I'll start looking at the other person's character, thinking I'm doing good. But I'm not. I'm not doing good.
I recently added that big arrow and circle when the round starts to be like, this is you.
Definitely helpful. When you have 4 characters running around and you forget which player you're playing as, you definitely need to be reminded occasionally.
Yeah, and like things like these you keep adding these things, and there's always something more to add to the game and extra things to work on.
Yeah, definitely. Now, with the development process of MoveorDie and the things that you've learned, what is the future of you, yourself, your company, the people you work with? Do you have any plans in the future for another game?
I don't have any plans for a new game right now.
Taking a break for a while after the 3 years?
In the near future is keep MoveorDie updated and keep working on it to make it even better, and possibly bring it to consoles sometime later this year.
That was another question I was going to ask, if you were going to support consoles, so I'm happy about that.
But no, I don't really have plans for different games. I do have a lot of ideas, but nothing already put on paper yet. And as far as the company goes, team up with more people so there can be more content for MoveorDie faster.
Awesome. Now, besides Concerned Joe, have you been involved with any other games?
Yes, I think I've published about 15 games so far.
Oh, wow.
Which sounds like a big number, but most of them were browser-based games made in Flash. And
Gotcha.
I've took part in many game jams because I freaking love the idea of making a game in a weekend. But I made a lot of small games that were published on sites like Newgrounds, Congregate, Armor Games, and some of them with the ones that I didn't expect them to became quite popular.
Mm-hmm.
I have a game called Kawaii Run that was played over 200 million times.
Oh wow!
And yeah, I'm still mind blown by that number.
That's very humbling numbers right there. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I make games to begin with. The idea of creating experiences and making people happy. It's awesome.
Someone is asking about what about Macs? Mac is already supported, correct?
We currently have a problem with Mac, and it has it's not exactly working because of some problems we have to sort out with Steam. But recently we managed to get it working on Linux and SteamOS yesterday actually.
Awesome.
And yes, we are working to get it working on Mac. Hopefully that will happen very soon. If not at release, shortly after, because the code is able to run on Mac. There are just some small errors that we have to figure out.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. So it is coming to Macs very shortly. It's going to be fixed and running on Mac.
Yes, it was running on Mac a few months ago, but we kept adding more new elements, and it kind of broke in the process.
Add one thing, break 5 things, right?
Yeah. Oh, somebody in the chat knew about how I run. Awesome.
Very cool. Now, yeah, anything else you want to add to the game? I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. I'll be playing it a while. I'll be playing with my friends. Try to get all my friends addicted to this game because it's a good party game. It brings you back to the days of, I don't know, like Mario Party or something like that. Even though it's not the same type of game, but just that feel-good party game that you can get together with your friends and play.
It's really weird because I've never played Mario Party.
Really?
I know the concept behind it, and everybody compares MoveorDie with Mario Party, but I never got to play it.
Completely different game, you know, as far as the actual mechanics of the game, but the premise is there. It's a game to get together with your friends.
Yeah. Well, the whole idea was to make multiple games into one, and having these mini games structure is really awesome because you can prototype new ideas and see if they work within a few hours, and if they do, you polish them and you have a new game mode. And it's also awesome because it's self-balancing, so if you play with somebody that might be bad at one game mode, he can also might be good at another, so the game is that's why you end up with a lot of close calls.
Yes, I definitely experienced that a lot. I suck at a lot of them, and I'm actually excited to play the chainsaw backstab. I haven't unlocked that one yet, or played with somebody that had it.
Yeah,
it looks like
one
fun.
Of my favorites. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. Yeah, I'm seeing you're not in an optimal match here. You're playing against one guy.
Yeah.
That seems to be quite far away because you seem to have a poor connection.
He's doing a little bit better than me. Now, it's probably my connection based to him in the world. Is it peer-to-peer or is it server-based connection?
It is peer-to-peer.
Okay.
That way the game will be forever working. I didn't want to go for a server because even after many years from now, when MoveorDie might not be supported anymore, the multiplayer will still work. I don't want to end up in the situation where I'll have to say, oh yeah, we're gonna close the servers, sorry.
Yeah.
So no, it's made to last.
That's a good way to do it. Now, people might be also excited to hear that mod support is heavily supported in this game. You guys have tutorials up there. You encourage your people to make different skins, do different game types. There's also a level creator in the game. You want to go into that a little bit more about the tools that players have?
Yeah, so the whole, like, I absolutely love user-generated content, and that's basically how I got into game development, by modifying like Counter-Strike 1.6 and Warcraft 3 back in the day. It's an awesome way to get into game development, and I wanted to empower people to be able to do that. So from the very beginning we structured the game to be mod friendly, and after all, the game's initials are mod. And I even wrote tutorials on how to do it, and we implemented a level editor that is quite user friendly, and I made sure it's a very easy process to create content. And even though the game is not out yet, you can see in the Steam Workshop we already have a minion. A character. Somebody added some Pokemon characters and some Sonic characters.
Oh, that's great.
And it's really awesome to see players do that and be able to experience content as they are able to experience the content I create. Because that's pretty much the curse of game developers. You can't really experience your own games, and you can't really enjoy them because you know everything about them.
Yeah.
So being able to play other people's levels, it's awesome.
Yeah, it really drives the longevity of the game too, when you have the creativity of thousands of people that are playing your game, potentially, all creating different things. And you know, as a game developer, I'm sure it's exciting for you to log in one day and see what they're creating and see how far they're pushing your game that you made.
Yeah, and in the near future, I plan to go through the user content submissions in the workshop and pick the best ones of them and implement them in the game as officially supported
Oh,
ones.
that's awesome. That's really cool. Very
Boom.
cool.
So,
Have you seen
by the way,
anything in chat that you want to pick out in particular? I think we've pretty much answered a lot of the stuff that's been popping up.
yeah, no, that's what I wanted to say. If anybody in the chat has any questions, I would gladly answer them.
Yep, chat, speak up. Yeah, FMP skin. Yeah, we'll get on that. We'll have Freedom and Anthony throw together something. So now this is my buddy Ed that just jumped in here with me.
How many? Wait, how many players are in the game right now? Just the two of you. Okay.
Yeah, just the two of us.
Looking at the chat, I see Reactive Zero asked, why can't you ever find people to play this game online? That's mostly because the game is not out yet, and that will be fixed once the game comes out, and it's still considered early access. Freedom Redeemer asked what languages were used in the making of this game. The game is running on Lua using the Love2D framework, which is quite a nice little framework, but not exactly recommended if you plan to make a bigger project with online multiplayer. But yeah, it's a really unusual language for a game of this size.
I'm sure our coding savvy people in chat are appreciating this knowledge. On the other hand, have little to no clue about the process itself.
Well, I mean, I don't handle the programming. As I said, I work with somebody, but I do like to understand the process and what it takes to get the game running and how the systems work behind the curtain.
That's good. It's a good way to manage the game. You know, have an idea of what all the inner workings are. Oh god. Oh god, take the bomb. Now, I've noticed a few times here and there where it seems like, and this is probably related to lag, you know, I've been playing with people that are probably not in America so far, but I've noticed where I've dodged a block or not been close to a red block, and it'll kill me regardless. Is that lag based?
We are aware of that. Yes, that is lag based, and many things are, which most of them are sadly not really fixable. Either not fixable or would take a ridiculous amount of time and money to fix them. That it's not worth it unless you start restructuring the online system. But yes, some of them are specifically the red blocks killing you in falling blocks that can be improved, and we do plan to improve that. But there will be some problems. For example, in bomb tag.
Yes, there's been a lot of times where I've like sat on their head and it wouldn't transfer the bomb over.
That's because of how the game works. The host will always be slightly ahead of everybody else by the time it takes for the info to get to his computer and back, because that's how networking works. And without a central server and really a lot of work to predict player movement, you can't really fix those things. And I'm not sure if you played locally, but there's a game called Stomp where you have to jump on the other player's head to kill them.
I have not played that one yet.
We have to remove that from online play because the lag just ruined the whole experience, and it was just so bad. So yes, it's a game that's really fast-paced, and when you combine really fast-moving objects with online networking, that's not really a good idea.
Yeah, I can expect
especially
that.
Especially if you're not a huge company that has been doing this for years and years. So yeah, we try our best, but there's still a room for improvement.
Very cool. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time today. Have you seen anything else pop up in chat that you want to touch on? I haven't really noticed anything.
The True Blue TJ asked, how about more maps? Yes, we do plan to add more maps, especially that's why I encourage people to check out the level editor and try to make their own maps, because we do plan to get some of those and support them officially in the game. And that is something that we'll do. But right now there are other things that have higher priority. Things like the game not working on max right now, and various systems still being buggy. So yeah, we plan to fix those first before we go on adding more maps.
Very cool. Well, chat, tomorrow the game releases on Steam fully. Right now it's in early access. We do have a bunch of copies to give out to you guys today throughout the stream. I'll be continuing to play. I just want to thank Nick very much for dropping by today and talking a little bit about his game.
No problem.
It's definitely one of those games that pop out of nowhere, to me anyway, and just instantly latch onto it. It's definitely a cool design, a cool idea, and I really hope that you're successful with it. I hope that people latch onto this and it blows up for you.
Thank you, hopefully. So yeah, if anybody is interested, the game will come out tomorrow. It's gonna be $14.99, hopefully with a discount on release. And pretty much looking forward to play with you guys online.
Awesome, awesome. If you want to check out their website, is MoveorDieGame.com. Definitely check out the website. It's got a lot of cool videos you can watch and check out about the game beforehand, before jumping into it. And yeah, thank you again, Nick. And I'll let you go. I know you're a busy guy with release tomorrow. I know you got a lot of stuff to prep for,
yeah.
So I'll let you go, sir.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me, and good luck with the game.
Definitely. And if you ever want to drop by again in the future, do not be a stranger. You are more than welcome, always.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, sir. Have a good one.
Cool. Take care.
All right.